Welcome to the Path of Least Resistance, episode 22. My name is Dio Versailles, and today we're going to go over the 6.5 star weekly adventure, and we're going to be using Yasuo. This is for the week of September 2nd, 2024. I'm going to try something a little odd here, Guardian Angel, Bounty Hunter's Renown, and Tempest Blade. Yasuo is not killing the units. I've tried this a couple times, because he just doesn't have enough power. And I think Bounty Hunter's Renown might be the strongest thing to use. Obviously, we could go into like Epic Relics, but the whole point of this is to do it without Epic Relics. Caulfield's Warhammers may be the other choice that give us +2 attack, but I think that's the best that we have, unfortunately. I guess Riptide Battery is an option, and then we'd have to use like Curator's Gatebreaker though. And I don't think that's correct. And maybe use Stalker's Blade? I don't know. I'm going to try Bounty Hunter's Renown here. And we're using Guardian Angel so that we can lose Yasuo as a blocker if we need to. Our main problem has been Irelia. I've lost to her twice. She just kills me before I can do anything. And that's kind of how it's been going. The special rules are... That's the wrong adventure. Special rules are Sliver of Divinity. Round start, the foe draws a unit, then grants their units in hand +2/+2. Broken Blade, when the player plays a card, increase the cost of other copies of it everywhere by 2. And Deadly. Broken Blade makes it so you can't play most of the champions. Just too many of them are reliant on playing a single spell over and over, either through Grand General's counterplan or something else. So far we've failed to get anything good. We have Perfected Manaflow here. It's bad for my video if I take that. It doesn't show you guys like what an average adventure looks like. So I'm gonna pass on it. And we're looking for Hold It. And we take Trifarian Might instead. Hopefully that'll be enough. And, like, if I want to just clear this adventure, I'll just play a Rolling Soul, right? Yeah. So we go into Grumpy Rockbear. His power is Sleepy Rock Dub. When the foe summons a Grumpy Rockbear, grant it Overwhelm. Does hurt to pass on Perfected Manaflow. I will say that. But I do want to give you a closer to reasonable experience. You're not always going to have the opportunity to roll into Perfected Manaflow, but you might be able to get Trifarian Might. That is more reasonable. I still haven't found Hold It in any of these runs, which I think is actually the solution. Grumpy Rockbear doesn't play like, doesn't have Staunch Defender, so we're fine just dropping a unit here. If he had Staunch Defender, we want to save the mana to use both Concussive Palm and steal Tempest next round. If you have something that gives you +1 mana, using that is gonna just save you so much trouble. It really evens out Yasuo's curve, and you can do that with either his Mana Constellation or his Epic Relic. And one thing I've been doing is just passing these interim turns. We can just attack here for this one. Reason for that is we're not going to lose when they don't have the attack token, except on Irelia. And they'll usually play a card on their turn. I think they have a focus card that they'll play next. And then here we can play Yasuo. Yeah, Time in the Bottle is their focus card. And use a stun to stun the whole board. I'm gonna go ahead and do, well, everything's... What costs the most? So it costs him the most to replace this Grumpy Rockbear. This will level up Yasuo. And when he levels up, he's gonna go ahead and strike everything.
I do all right. Even I have good. Oh dear. Now who's got the upper hand?
And we are 1 damage short.
Silence as death.
Problem, of course, being if you play a card, you'll end up more damage short.
Face me. One blade, one purpose.
And I think we just have to give up the idea of winning on this round. That's okay. One of the reasons why I haven't been using Steel Tempest as a defensive measure is because if you have a bunch of them in hand, then you can play them all at the same time, and the cost only gets increased after it goes through. So for example, if we get attacked with 2 units here, we can use both Steel Tempest, and it only costs us 4. It then goes up to 6, but it only costs us 4 mana instead of 2 and then 4 mana, so 6.
Quick footwork, fast strikes. My kind of list.
Here, I think the call is to play Yone and remove these 2 units. We then also have Yone as a challenger.
Would you listen?
So if they play anything as a blocker here, we can ignore that. Also, the extra stuns makes our Fate Blade Twirler bigger, which gives us the extra power we need to finish off the game.
I will regain my honor.
And we'll take this Prancing Sea Serpent because it has Crystal Carrier. I would have liked a 1-cost unit. You get what you get. Here I'm going to go ahead and take Scion Reborn for Roar of the Slayer. We'll be able to use that to kill the weakest enemy, and that might save our lives. Yeah. Other option here is Callista with Haunted Relic. Haunted Relic will be able to block 3 units that don't have Elusive. That actually might be better against Irelia. Everything we're doing is Irelia focused here. I'm also going to go ahead and take the champion item chest. And we'll take Smooth Soloist to do that. Smooth Soloist's power is when they play a unit, grant the strongest unit +3/+0. That's actually really easy to deal with on Yasuo because the strongest unit gets stunned. So they grow 1 unit very large, and it gets stunned. It's not exactly true, but it's close enough. And here I'm afraid of round 2, so we're just going to go ahead and drop Nefori Blade Scout. We can do 2 damage with Elusive.
I never.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat. Bounty Ball knows me day.
So what we have to think about here is when to use Concussive Palm. Like I said before, the cost doesn't actually increase until you cast it, until the cast finished. So even with 4 mana, I'm able to play 2. If I Concussive Palm both of the units here, then even if he plays more things, I'll have 2 blockers available. And if I wait until he attacks, then I won't have those blockers available. I think this is the better way to do it.
I'll shoot the wings off of built ones.
And of course, they'll attack with everything. Could take this 2 damage and leave the blocker up for later. Seems like a fine option. If I pass here, I don't know if they replace a card. Okay, they do. Will they do it again? Let's find out. They don't. If they open attack here, I lose the game, obviously.
Close your eyes.
But it's kind of unlikely that they'll do that.
I follow only one path. My
I
own.
think it's quite likely that they would have played another card, but I don't feel good here about testing that.
Surrender to the melody. You're all over the bounty. Bounty to claim.
And same thing, we're gonna do card stacking.
Even I have good my kind of lessons.
We don't have quite enough damage to finish anything off, which is why I wanted to use Bounty Hunter's Renown. It's just crazy how much stats everything has that we're playing against. Got a Blade Twirler here. Not exactly our win condition, but it is a win condition.
Does the wind lead or does it follow? Even I have
Trifarian Might, of course, strikes the weakest enemy.
no good sir. I pulled them from my hand.
Kind of hilarious that Transform made his guy worse.
Tap of my wand and final curtain.
Potentially could have attacked with the Blade Twirler there. I don't think he would have blocked when there was 20 damage coming at him.
I'll shoot the wings off a bilge wasp.
And here, I guess I'll just play Shadow Assassin.
Rewards its faithful. Bilgewater's mess.
Playing Shadow Assassin was a mistake. I don't have enough mana to use Steel Tempest. I forgot about Broken Blade. I'm probably gonna lose something important here. They do only have 6 cards left, so potentially we could just wait it out. And our opponent is just so polite to us and doesn't kill either Yasuo or Yone. I guess killing Yasuo wouldn't have mattered because of Guardian Angel.
No cure.
Still, very nice of them. Here we'll play the Prancing Spirit for some mana. Ephemeral Copy doesn't really do anything. And we can go ahead and remove the 2 strongest units.
Or does it follow? I do all right. Another Marvolio miracle! The blade above all.
Gonna lose this Yone, do it in the least damaging way possible.
Some things never
Yeah. I'll just attack with everything. Choose not to block. Probably not to give us the rally here.
There's blood in the water. My kind of lessons. Oh no!
Close your eyes and drift away.
I'll hunt them where they breathe.
So historically the AI is bad at using Scout. And that seems to still be the case. I'll go ahead and flip these 2 units and let Callista die. They have 1 card left in deck. We could literally just pass them to lose the game.
No cure. They never gets any lighter. One step closer to redemption.
Play Green Blade Duo. This will give us an elusive blocker that could help against Irelia. On the other hand, Grave Companion is free. So, tough choice. I'm gonna go with the elusive blocker. And we'll take the champion item chest. Black Cleaver on Yasuo sounds amazing. So does Spell Shield. but I think we need just more power. We're not removing the units. And we'll take Profiteer. Profiteer's power is hard fought heist. Round start though creates a lucky find in hand. That can grow really strong, but I think it's still better than dealing with Spell Shield. We'll keep Haunted Relic. Excuse me. Keep Haunted Relic in hand. This will give us some blocking options for next round.
Would you look?
That's new. You're looking it.
We could play Green Glade Duo here.
Grabby.
That's my resting.
Only downside given our hand is if we draw into like a Concussive Palm or Steel Tempest, because we do want to play Haunted Relic, probably.
By the Emperor. They told me to keep this one.
They play second Profiteer. We're gonna go ahead and use Haunted Relic here. This will let us block both of these. Only potential problem is if they get overwhelmed, but since they keep targeting the first unit, that's not going to happen. And I could play Navori Blade Scout, but it's probably better to drop it next round with Elusive. Also, I could drop Ballista here, so she can start watching things die. We don't have anything to die quite yet. Playing against this does take a certain amount of fearlessness.
They'll never see us coming. Our work.
And here we drop our Yasuo. He does not quite level up yet because we don't have Everfrost,
Would you look?
but we do have his champion spell in hand. Additionally, we have Concussive Palm. We're going to use Concussive Palm for the spell stacking.
Even I have good news. I will follow this path until the end. I do all right. No cure for fools.
Even with Black Cleaver, we're still not quite strong enough to remove anything from the board. Unreal.
At last, I have found you. Yone, turn back while you can.
Guess I should have waited to drop Yone because of Trifarian Might. Could have passed with Prancing Sea Spirits, but it looks like they don't have anything anyway. They have 400 cards, but nothing playable.
We have no mercy.
And a level with you, I don't want any of these things. Don't damage anything for Lord Broadmean, so I guess Scribe of Sorrows at least has Deathless on it. You can use it to block twice. And we usually want Windswept Hillock. I think we'll probably end up taking that. We can skip on Reset. This also won't impact our money situation too badly. We want to get rid of our worst card. I think it's going to be Black Spear here. 5 damage isn't very much. It's actually even 4. 4 damage isn't very much. And we need to kill a unit to do it. We're mana starved already. Irelia has Infinite Blade Waltz. When the foe blade dances, the strongest unit attacks with it, and they gain +1/+1. This is giving me so much trouble. I'm not looking forward to this at all. They have Staunch Defender, so they start with an Irelia. I'm going to play Prancing Sea Serpents for the mana next round. Likely they have 1 or 2 Ribbon Dancers. They actually don't. Right? I guess we attack for 1 because there's no reason not to.
My heart races. What if I falter? If you fall, I will always catch you.
So our opponent is out of mana here. They still have the attack token, so they will be able to attack again. We have Yone, so we can stun 2. Question is, do we want to lose our mana here? Is mana worth 14 hit points? And I honestly don't know the answer to that. I'm going to... I mean, we're going to get hit, even if we drop Yone. On these 2, we're going to get hit for 8. So this is actually 32 damage here, which will leave us at 18, which is a scary amount to be at. But I mean, we can block next round anyway, so is there a difference between blocking now or later? I'm going to go with no.
True power requires restraint.
My homeland.
Yone is enough to remove Irelia, which is good for us. It's tempting to block with Yone here. I don't know if that's quite correct, but it's probably close to correct.
Dishonorable.
This is an agonizing decision. Because we can also use it to block this next time it attacks. And normally I've been skipping attacks. There's no world in which I'm doing that here.
I follow only one path, my own.
We want Yasuo on the board so he can start removing things. If there's nothing to Blade Dance with, then there's nothing to get stronger with Blade Dance.
We'll show you fast feet and fast.
And we are 1 mana short of playing Yasuo Steel Tempest. That's okay. We can give up our Prancing Sea Serpent here. And we'll attack with Yasuo. They probably won't block. The AI does not like to block Guardian Angel.
Even I have good.
The order rewards its faithful.
We just chill. We want all the mana in the world because we don't know what's going to happen next.
Do not interfere. I do all right.
Master.
Gonna drop Blasted Seedling with Barrier. We still do have
Welcome to try.
1 Steel Tempest we can use. Could have blocked this with the Blasted Seedling, and then next round the stun would have killed. It's probably a better option.
Face me.
And we're 1 damage short of winning again. I don't know how to find that 1 damage.
Big blade for a little warrior.
Through art, we remember what we fight for.
Gonna use Will of Ionia here. can't block anything because we're 1 damage short of winning.
If the journey doesn't get to the road, I face my
Even though we didn't kill it, we do get our attack in.
I will regain my honor.
I'm happy that I won, but that was one of the easier Irelias that I've seen. We're gonna go ahead and take double attack. Actually, Spirit might even be better. Double attack will help us close out games quicker. Also, we lost 41 health, so if you didn't have... you would have had to take more aggressive blocks if you didn't have the Star of Bounty that gives you plus 10 health. Like, normally I would just not even think about it and take double attack, so I'm going to do that there. Even though, yeah, we're just having problems hitting. And we'll take Overwhelm, that obviously combos extremely well. Chamber of Renewal will give us Spell Shield, I want that for Lissandra. And we're going into Trevor Snoozebottom because of that. Game start, the foe summons a Trevor Snoozebottom. Round start, give the foes Trevor Snoozebottom a random keyword. I'd actually like if they replace Staunch Defender with just game start they summon one. That way you at least know that it's coming. And this hand is pretty good. I'm happy with it. If we didn't draw into Yasuo, it would have actually been a total disaster though. So I guess that's something to consider. I'll play Francine Sea Serpent or Sea Spirit. It will replenish itself. Or repay itself with the mana gem.
Oh, you gotta focus.
Other option would have been like Fate Blade Twirler, but I want 4 mana for next round. We're just going to pass until our opponent decides to do something. Here we'll... So they're out of mana, so we'll Concussive Palm. We need to end up using this anyway, but doing it now will give us a blocker, and then this way we can block
Your attack is obvious.
the 2 worst units. Gonna play Fate Blade Twirler here. We want him to win the game later. And saving the 3 spell mana seems like a really good plan. If our opponent opens attacks, which again is usually pretty unlikely, although becoming more and more likely the more cards they just play out for no reason. If our opponent open attacks, we do take a ton of damage. So that's just something that we have to be conscious of when we decide to block, or not block, attack or not attack. Play Yasuo or not play Yasuo. That's the one I was looking for. When we decide to play Yasuo or not play Yasuo, it is a thing we have to think about. I mean, we have to block this guy, and I don't want to use any of our current things that can block Fearsome. And we're fine giving up our mana gem now. Again, everything's so much easier if you have an extra mana gem. Use Yasuo's Windblade if you have it. Get his Constellation. He's one of the best champions in the game, especially for this kind of content.
One step closer to redemption.
Like, if I lost access to a 3-star Yasuo, my videos wouldn't say 3-star Yasuo anymore, they would just not have anything. And we'll take Navori Blade Scout here. Barrier and draw is really good. Take Spell Shield on Yasuo. And I'm not interested in any of these. I am interested in Titanic Wake, that'll pay off, even though it costs us a little bit to do it. And we could take Item Lord, Honored Lord or Champion Item Chest. They're kind of the same thing. I think I'll take the Champion Item Chest. I think it has more variation. And we're going into Reckless Trifarian. Their power is Incapacitation. The player's damage units can't block. We're going to go ahead and re-roll everything here. I want to get Yasuo in hand. Double Steel Tempest is nice. It's not Yasuo though. We're just going to go ahead and pass. Oh, we can drop Navori Blade Scout actually. It only costs 1. Do 2 damage. Have him as a blocker next round. We have 2 ways to stun.
For the hand! Oh, it is a great day for a reckoning!
I'm gonna go ahead and stun the Arena Battlecaster here. The other option was just using both Steel Tempest, that way neither of them, both of them increase their cost at the same time. And now we've increased the cost of Steel Tempest and also increased the cost of Concussive Palm, which that's a choice on my part for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and pass once here. As soon as they play a card, we're gonna go ahead and drop Yasuo. We're not saving it because we have Windswept Hillock, which is something that we're gonna want to play next turn. We might have to play Yone if we want to live. Kind of depends on what the situation is. You also do get to attack for 65, which is pretty cool.
No cure.
Playing Windswept Hillock is a stun. It'll also create a free. Great. It also creates a Poro.
It's killing time!
And here, I think I'm going to drop Yasuo. This is probably the safest way to play. Or not Yasuo, Yone.
Who's ready to reckon?
It is time.
Attack and win the game. Sure, take a Death Lotus.
One step closer to redemption.
These are all kind of good. A little less on Haunted Tomb. But Mist Call, reviving a random ally that died, and drawing a champion. But basically our lose condition is that we don't draw Yasuo, so having draw champion is good. Also reviving a random ally gives us extra blockers. Navori Blade Scout, obviously we've been kind of dependent on as an early level blocker, so we're just going to go ahead and take that. And another Black Cleaver, sure. If we play Yasuo, we win the game. That's kind of cool. And here, we'll cut a card. Scribe of Sorrows is probably the worst card in our deck right now. We go to Lissandra, whose power is Kneel or Freeze. When the foe summons a landmark, advance their landmarks with count 3 rounds. If we survive to play Yasuo, we probably win the game. Also, we need Yasuo in hand to survive to play Yasuo, so we're going to try for that. Great, we get an extra Callista, but we did invest in Navori Blade Scouts, and it pays off. Gonna use this prank here. I was hoping for something that was better than that. Hoping to be able to prank like an Ice Shards or an Entomb. Hoping something that could increase the cost of the things that they have. That would have been nice. Gonna drop our Prancing Sea Spirit here. This will be mana, but also we can use them as blockers.
So love when my people call me that.
An interesting thing is we've done very little stunning so far. No point in blocking the Thrall, it has Overwhelm.
More than mortal, I am Iceborn.
You will do as I command.
We need to draw a stun. I'm gonna play Windswept Hillock here. Windswept Hillock draws a Yasuo,
Feel the power.
and Yasuo can turn into Steel Tempest. Now we're basically just praying that Lissandra plays a card before deciding to kill it. She does. Very, very polite of her. Thank you, Lissandra. Now we can play Yasuo. He is enormous. He doesn't level, but we can use Steel Tempest here. We're blocking the Entomb with our Spell Shield, and the Steel Tempest will level us up.
No cure for fools.
That would work either way.
Destiny waits. I do alright.
The only time it would have been a problem is if we Steel Tempest before the Entomb. That didn't happen though.
No cure.
One downside is that we lost our Spell Shield. And so when we attack, they'll probably Entomb us. You'll also get hit with Barrier to Ice. We have all sorts of ways to lose the game here. To come to the cold, sure. That, of course, being the primary reason why we wanted
Big blade.
Spell Shield. Let's play some units here. Get something on the board.
Even I am good.
There's Buried in Ice. I think I'm fine with that. We have enough mana to play second Yasuo with Trifarian Might. That'll kill one of them. We can also use him as a blocker. Shoot. Play Haunted Relic here. Gonna lose our entire deck to the Watcher. Oh, the Watcher does decide not to attack. Crazy.
My kind of
We remove the Watcher and we try to attack again. We have Spell Shield this time, but it looks like they're going to cast 3 spells on us.
no cure for fools.
It's just Ice Shards. We're not worried about Ice Shards. Not the cleanest win, but a win is a win.
One step closer to
Considering how many problems I've had on Irelia in the past, I'm pretty thrilled. So my advice to beating Lissandra, or this adventure, Lissandra wasn't really the problem, is to get Black Cleaver twice. Get Black Cleaver twice and you'll win the game. Yeah. Get a minor gemstone vessel for our troubles. And inside, you get Nox's gemstones. Gemstones aren't real, and so if I end up having to do these later with a stronger thing, so I can't say that we're doing 3-star champions with no epic relics, should that day happen, just know that gemstones aren't real. So I've been playing since beta. I mean, obviously that doesn't matter because constellations are new. But I have 60. No, wait, that's not gemstones. I have 20 Noxus gemstones. I don't think I can buy anything with any of my gemstones so far. Maybe a low Shadow Isles thing or a low Bilgewater thing. Gemstones are trash. Anyway, that's it. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. And thank you.